Hi, I'm Dennis Anstein, the editor of the Bainbridge Review. As part of the Review Advisory Board's meetings this week with the 6 City Council members, they were asked to, for no more than 5 minutes, to address specific issues or their campaigns in general.
My name is Bob Scales, and I'm running for the northward seat on the Bainbridge Island City Council. I've worked for city and county governments for the last 15 years. I'm an attorney and have worked as a deputy prosecuting attorney for King County, as an assistant director for public safety under Mayor Paul Schell in Seattle, and currently as a senior policy analyst for Mayor Greg Nichols. I'm a certified mediator and have worked as a hearing officer for the Washington State Bar Association. I served on the Bainbridge Island City Council from 2004 to 2007, and I am now seeking an opportunity to return to the council with one principal goal in mind: to fix the problems at City Hall that have led to a failure of our city government. The City of Bainbridge Island is not a very complex organization. In fact, there are very few things that the city is actually responsible for. The city doesn't have a parks department, it doesn't have a fire department, it doesn't have a health and human services department, it doesn't have a library system. The only services the city does provide for the entire community are police, court, stormwater, and road maintenance. The city is primarily a regulatory agency. It passes laws and regulations, and then it manages and enforces them. So given the limited responsibilities of our city government, why is the city always embroiled in controversy? Why is the city always facing lawsuits from the community? Why has the city budget been in deficit without ever getting anything done? Why is the city so poorly run? I'm running for the City Council again because too much time and too much money is being wasted on a bureaucracy that simply does not work. We need to have a City Council that has the courage and the determination to examine the city administration and itself, and then make the difficult and sometimes painful decisions that will be necessary to get the city back on track. Some people have said that the problems with our city government were primarily due to the mayor-council form of government. Unfortunately, removing the mayor from office has not changed the culture or the status quo at City Hall. If we keep the same council members, the same city manager, the same management team, the same staff, and the same old tired ways of doing business, nothing is going to change at City Hall, and certainly it's not going to improve. So what is the solution? What can the City Council do to improve things at City Hall? Under our new form of government, the most important role of the City Council is to select the city manager, who acts as the chief executive officer of the city. 80% of the problems at City Hall are within the power of the city manager to fix. It is the duty and responsibility of the City Council to conduct a national search and hire the best and most experienced city manager we can find. In fact, state law requires it. It says, the city manager shall be chosen by the council solely on the basis of his executive and administrative qualifications, with special reference to his actual experience in the duties of the office. To date, the City Council has not conducted any search for a city manager. Regardless of who's in the acting city manager position, the City Council needs to conduct a search and hire the best person they can find. I expect that the current acting city manager would be a potential candidate in that search. After the selection of the city manager, the most important issue for the City Council to deal with is the budget. For the last 2 years, the administration has come to the council in January and announced that the city would have a deficit of several $1,000,000. I don't expect that this year will be any different, or next year. The new council should immediately address the structural imbalances in the budget that have led to this crisis. The fundamental problem with the city budget is that operating costs are too high. The council must cut costs, not raise revenue or diversify revenue streams or go further into debt. I believe that revenues are adequate to support the things the city is responsible for. I would start by cutting about $1 million from middle management and consolidating the IT and finance departments. I certainly don't have all the answers for the problems and challenges facing our city, but I'm ready to work hard to find them. The city needs to have a city council that is also dedicated to fixing the problems and an experienced city manager that is able to implement the needed reforms. It has to be a team effort, and I'd like to be part of the team.
Hi, I'm Debbie Vansel. I am running for City Council. I am currently on the council, so I am the incumbent. This would be my third term if elected. As a longtime advocate for public participation and transparency in local government, my work to change our form of government was a personal commitment to bring our community into City Hall, and now it's time to build that new government. I ran for re-election because I want to ensure our new government is launched as a community-led government, rather than a simple rebuild or remake of yet another management style. To make the kinds of real changes that will truly make a difference, we must take bold steps to break from the old status quo closed system of a top-down government run by the experts to a new, responsive, and accountable system that knows how to collaborate with the citizenry it serves. This will take vision, new ideas, and experience working with this community. I happen to believe that all of the troubles that we have, whether they are financial, whether they are social, whether they're economic, or whether they're cultural and environmental, happen to be based on the fact that we have had a city government that has been disconnected from the community. The community has participated in surveys, the community has participated in committees, the community has participated in commissions ad nauseum. I'm sure some of them feel that way. It's difficult now to get folks to volunteer. I believe this is because the city has allowed public participation but has not engaged the public in city government. We can change the management, we can change the finances, we can change the way that the city council may work, but if we don't change the way the city council works with the community, nothing really is ever going to change at City Hall. We need a community-led government based on citizen priorities, not government priorities. We can do this by front-loading public participation in the decision-making process instead of bringing it in at the end. This will improve efficiency, effectiveness, and avoid the costly divisiveness that we've all seen. We must get the basics done on time and well, and we can do this by reducing the size of our city organization to better reflect our community's ability to pay for it without giving up quality of services. We can do that by prioritizing the delivery of basic services for health and safety, including maintenance of public infrastructure such as roads, walkways, and city-owned facilities. Third, let's make public trust and confidence intrinsic to every issue at City Hall. All procedures, decisions, and records must be wide open to the public. City Council members should be elected for their abilities to listen and to serve their constituents. They're not elected to be free consultants or unpaid professionals. It's part of the City Council role to understand how to work with the community. Building our new government on these essential steps will ensure that our city will always focus on community priorities first, and city management is working to revise the internal systems at the city and make them more efficient and accountable. And at the same time, your city council must make its policy and budget decisions based on community direction, relying on citizen surveys for direction and using citizen advisory votes for major capital projects will ensure that the community is informed, engaged, and supportive of council budget decisions. So in spite of all the citizen participation, for too long the community has struggled against its own government, and we've seen the results of this struggle on the City Council. City government priorities have not reflected citizen priorities, and this disconnect has been very, very difficult for our community. There is a better way. I am eager to come to this council with a brand new government for us to work together for the first time in many years. Let's realize the promise of home rule and have a government led by the community. This community wants to be part of its local government. Thank you very much.